There you go. Hold on. There goes the torque converter. All right, guys, welcome back. Here we are with our 2020 Supra. We haven't posted in about 2 weeks, but we do have a transmission that's here. We have parts that came in from BMW, but there's still an issue. We had to go borrow our stock Supra from the dealership today. There's still some warranty concerns that they're taking care of, but they're not done yet, and they have no idea when they're gonna be done. So I actually don't know what we're gonna do because we don't have a car to work on right now. What are you doing? What? Oh my God!
Oh, you all right? You good? Are you good?
I didn't know we had magical powers like that. Well, I guess we have a Supra to work on, so let's go. So the first thing we want to do is actually hook up the scanner to the car and run it for fault codes, just to see if there's anything that's already wrong with it. Anything that we want to address before we tear the car apart, just so later we're not chasing phantom fault codes. So we got the computer all set up, we got it hooked up. We're going to do a preliminary scan, print out that data. If there's fault codes, because BMWs, they kind of have sporadic things here and there all the time. So we're going to clear them out if they're in there, and then we'll cycle the key a couple times, rescan it, and see what comes back. So we've noticed the 3 Supras that we did scan, these 2 fault codes do come up. We saw on the forums that a couple other guys are having the same fault codes that are coming up, and we don't really know why or what it is. We've also seen it in the BMW M4, the same fault code. We don't know if it's just some sort of communication error or if it's just a glitch that just happens to be there. Since this is there already now, we know there's absolutely nothing wrong with this car yet. We can go ahead and start tearing the car apart. So we're gonna pull the airbox out, we're gonna pull the downpipe, put the car on the lift, take the exhaust off, take the drive shaft off, and then we're gonna pull the transmission. So let's get to it. Let's put the car on the lift and start tearing it apart. So we have the car on the lift. While I'm prepping the front and getting ready to take the downpipe off, Mike's gonna take apart the interior so we can see where those spot welds are for the transmission and the shifter assembly. So yeah, let's get to it. So Mike took the interior out of the car. We got the car up on the lift, took the airbox out, loosened up the downpipe from the airbox area. Now we're just gonna take all the splash guards off and we're gonna start pulling this trans out. I think it's hung up on the back here because it's tilting. What if you lift it? There you go. Hold on. There goes the torque converter. Grab a bucket. Grab that bucket. That bucket.
Your Supra's peeing.
Can we push up a little more, Mike? Just for a little bit? There we go. Auto trans fluid everywhere. And we were so good about not making a mess. Like, I was actually very surprised.
It smells terrible.
Okay, easy. That's gonna have to pull backwards. This is already lifting
hung up. It's like it's done, but
It's just pinched in there.
Yeah, I think it's just pinched.
Let me lift it.
There it goes. All right, easy, easy. Let it drain for a second. Hold that bucket higher. Yeah, just hold that bucket the whole time.
On this bracket though. Here, can you guys scoot forward again?
Yep.
Because I was trying to get this.
Gotcha. Do you need to go up or?
There we go. Okay.
All right, hold that bucket the whole time. It's gonna pop out of that torque converter. Easy.
Good.
Easy. Go back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out of the torque converter.
Yeah. Oh, and that's where most of the fluid's held anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Slide back or?
Yeah, go back a little bit and start lowering.
All right. Everything still look good up there?
Go backwards.
I mean over the transmission.
Yeah, you're good.
Any wires or anything?
Nope, nope.
You're clear.
It's free.
All right.
You go backwards, Mike.
You might even be, if we scoot back enough, you might
Yeah,
be
go
able to
back.
just set that on the ground. Yeah, you can set that on the ground now.
Yeah, we'll, I'll clean up in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. Now that we know there's no wires.
And then one of us will unstrap it, and then we'll lift it off and put it on the ground. You want to do it behind us?
Yeah, we might as well.
All right, ready? Hey Dave, can we borrow you for a minute? Can we borrow you for a minute? Grab that side of the trans. Just grab it right here, and then we're gonna let's go to the right. Or actually go up and Derek pull out the jack.
Are you setting it on the ground?
Yeah. Is it stuck? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. There you have it. Automatic Supra trans, actually BMW trans. Let's take this trans and line it up with the auto trans. Let's see. I just want to see how long it is.
A little shorter.
Just a little bit.
Well, it's forward a little bit.
Yeah, so actually what we can do, we'll measure out where the mount sits, and we'll just make
Put spacers?
Put spacers, make spacers, and longer bolts.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just need to get these done longer.
Yeah. The auto trans is slightly longer than the manual transmission that we have. So we are going to reuse the mounting bracket for our manual transmission. What we're going to do to compensate for the shorter transmission, we're just going to make spacers, longer bolts, and then it should line up. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to remove the torque converter, line up our flywheel, bolt that into place, and then we'll put the manual transmission up and see how that fits, and then get our mounting figured out and get it measured out so that we can make those spacers. So yeah, that's the next order of business, and from there we can figure out how the linkage lines up into the cabin. So we have our manual transmission, and we're going to put it up and see how everything matches up. So far the bell housing is identical, the starter's in the same place. Starter's on the bottom, now we're here. So we're gonna put it up and put 2 bolts in it, put the support under it, and
hopefully
we'll have another video. I'm not even close to
Yeah,
that.
and
I gotta come
if we can get this one to at least get started.
Isn't it
then
rotating at the other
Yeah.
one?
No, we need to.
We need to look at
we need to rotate.
left.
Yeah, there you go. What, a little more. No, a little more.
What are you doing, dude?
No, I'm trying to get it into the dowel pin. I'm on the dowel
there it
pin.
is.
Right there. Hold
Yeah,
on.
okay.
Right there.
There we go. Almost. Here, might need to come down a little bit.
Let him put that bolt in there real quick.
Yeah, well, it won't fit, go down.
I got it. I'm already in.
Yeah.
It should just rotate, right?
Yeah.
Once it goes down.
A little more.
Let it down one.
Let me pull this support out of here. I'm gonna
Put
put
it
this.
on the back.
I'm gonna put this on the back of the trans.
Sit up, Derek.
Go up a little bit. Mike.
There's just all kinds of jokes everywhere.
Yeah. Well, he's coming with this right here. Hurry up, dude.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So I can move this guy down. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Go for it.
Yeah, take that out. I want to zap these 2 bolts, just make them tight, and then go up with this. All right.
Oh man.
Transmission fits nice and snug. We don't have the shifter assembly yet from BMW, so unfortunately at this point we're stopping. But everything does fit, so everything does look promising. So like, subscribe, and check out the next video, because we're going to get those parts, the final parts in from BMW, and then we can start matching up the shifter on the interior. Oh, that's close.